Morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. Dr. Sean Connelly, physician to the President. This morning, I'd like to start by first sharing that the President and First Family, First Lady, extremely grateful for the enormous outpouring of support and prayers that the whole world and country have been providing and sharing.
All praises to the Most High Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, in the name of the Holy Spirit, the earthly Mother, sanctifying Yahweh Shai, the Holy Son. Honor and respect to the chosen and the grafted. Brothers and sisters, welcome to another video profiling. And I am your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is Saturday, October the 3rd, 2020. Which remind me, Trump brother, we'll get back to this, and this is unplanned. I'm just gonna do whatever the Holy Spirit just beam into my head. Trump brother, his name was, I think his name was Eric or Robert Trump. Yeah, Robert Trump. Okay. Robert Trump died under mysterious circumstances. Till now, they haven't told people why he died. Okay, he died on August 15, 2020. All right, he was born on August 15, on August 26, and he died on August 15. He died in the same month that he was born. Now, he died on a Saturday. Okay, let's make sure we today is Saturday, so to speak. Let's does this? Okay, he has a Wikipedia. Man, this dude had a Wikipedia. Like, why? Okay, where's the death? Okay, this is in June 2020. Reported spent a week in extensive care at Mount Sinai Hospital in Manhattan. On August 14, 2020, the White House announced that he had again been hospitalized. That his brother, the president, would visit him. President Trump visited him that day, later stating that Robert was very ill and was having a hard time. They didn't say hard time breathing, hard time suffering. They didn't say anything. Robert Trump died at New York Presbyterian Hospital in Manhattan the following day, August 15, 2020. At age 71, 11 days before his 72nd birthday. The cause of death has not been disclosed. The word disclose, we know that what that means, but then again, we do this all the time. Disclose, a verb, make secret or new information known. If you know the priesthood of Mahan, the main goal, the main skills, the main primary function is to hide secret. Make secret or new information known. They disclose her name. Similar, revealed, make known, divulge, tell, impart, communicate. What did they say here? Robert death. There you go. Robert Trump. Robert disclose. Okay. All right. Very ill. 11 days, 72nd birthday. The cause of his death has not been disclosed. They haven't disclosed it, so they keep it a secret. Brothers and sisters, I am not the Most High. I am just a humble servant. And we all know this. We are not stupid. We can safely assume that he died of COVID-19. There's no way to put this. If this man had a heart attack, they would have just said he had a heart attack. If he had something wrong with him, they would have just said, okay, well, he had something wrong with him. But he died, and they did not disclose this. Okay? They didn't disclose. The New York Times quoted that for family friends saying that Trump has recently started experiencing intracerebral hemorrhaging, some type of brain dysfunction after a fall. Yeah, those guys fall. Mary Trump, in an interview with Greenpeace and a few days before his death, said that Robert has been sick and hospitalized a couple of times. The last 3 months. Oh boy. My apology, brothers and sisters. I've been doing a lot of research, staying up all night. I am a little bit worn out. So, Robert Trump, this fellow right here, okay, his Trump brother. And man, they barely have. You tap Robert Trump, you see him with his brother. Most of his picture, you see him with people. This is his brother. This is the only picture that he is by himself, so we'll pick it up. You even have Trump. Man, that guy got shoved back in the family line, man. So anyway, let's respect the dead, so to speak. This man, he died, and they did not say what kind of illness he died from. They said he had some type of brain hemorrhage, most likely some bleeding in his brain, and he's 71 years old. We'll give that the benefit of the doubt. So he died of some type of brain disease or brain trauma because he fell somewhere. This guy slipping for, he hit his head, and then that's what happened. He didn't make the news, but his death did. Now, why am I bringing this up, brothers and sisters? Why? Remember, Trump, he's 74 years old. Now, this dude, he just began this news. He said the president is doing very well. Brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, chosen and grafted. You know this. You know those people never tell the truth. That's not the function of the priesthood of Mahan. If you look at this dude, he has the president's seal over there, which means the other one, look at them. They don't have the president's seal. Okay? Whatever, the White House seal or whatever that is. But most of those people, okay, he's the only one that has the seal. Okay, so most of those people, they are not doctors of the hospital, so to speak. They are army military doctors. Okay, so let's listen a little bit.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. Dr. Sean Connelly, physician to the president.
Okay, he's the physician of the president. All right. And watch his hands when he's talking.
This morning, I'd like to start by first sharing that the president and first family,
look at his
first
hand.
lady,
Look at his right
extremely
hand.
Grateful for the enormous outpouring of support and prayers
He's wobbling.
that the whole world and country.
The dude is nervous. Okay, we know, we're not stupid. We know for a fact he's not doing well, man. The man is 74 years old. His brother's 71 years old. He went to the hospital a couple days later. He died, and Trump went to the hospital. He's not doing very well. And we know for a fact if he was, this dude would have been all over Twitter. He would have been all over in the phone doing interview with those Hannity's, Fox News dudes. He would have been all over. He would have been all over. So let's listen and try to decipher what this dude is saying.
Have been providing and sharing. I'd like to thank Colonel Andrew Barr and all the medical and support staff here at Walter Reed for their tireless efforts, providing everything and anything the medical team, the president, and I could need. This morning, the president is doing very well.
That's a lie. That's a lie. If he was doing very well, he wouldn't be in the hospital. You know why? Because they also asked him about the president's wife, the first lady, Melania. And somehow Melania is at home, but he is not at home. He's in the hospital. They say, no, she's not in the hospital. She's doing pretty good, and she's at home. If he was doing good, he would have been at home. Why the hell you go to the hospital for, man? Oh, precaution, my ass, dude. Don't be doing this to us, man. The cup has been passing on to you. Lamentation 4, 21 and 22.
Behind me are some of the members of the president's medical team, whom I'd like to introduce. Dr. Sean Dooley, pulmonary critical care.
pulmonary clinical care. That means the people that study let's I don't like to shoot things out of my ass here. Okay, pulmon pul, pulmonary pulmonary pulmonary. Let's define that. All right, pulmonary, adjective relating to the lungs. Okay, it's pulmonary is it's the study related to the why they put a heart here. It's related to the lung. Anyway, so we'll pick up those two lungs. Your lungs is mostly located in your back, and once you see Trump get out of the helicopter, he had a hard time breathing. He was walking like he was crunching. He had a hard time breathing. We'll pull that out though. Okay, pulmonary. All right, we defined pulmonary as related to the lungs. That's not a good definition, man. Okay, yeah. Okay, pulmonary, blood flow. Boy, this is lazy. All right, pulmonary from the word poumon, which is French. Okay, lung. There we go. Okay, poumon, lungs. Okay, that's where the word come from. It's like let me see. You know what? Man, that's lazy. That's a lazy definition relating to the lung. Oh boy. Whatever. But those doctors, they are specialized in lungs. Okay, so now why would you bring all those guys that are specialized in lung if he was doing very well? Okay, if you only bring those guys when things are getting bad, you could have said, okay, this guy is here, he's a lung expert, he's here on standby, but he's not. Okay, let's listen.
Dr. Brian Garibaldi, pulmonary critical care.
That's another one.
Dr. Robert Browning, pulmonary critical care.
3 of them.
Dr. Jason Blaylock, infectious disease.
1.
Dr. Wes Campbell, infectious disease.
2.
Dr. John Hodgson, anesthesia. Major Kurt Klein, Army nurse.
Okay.
Commander Megan Nasworthy, Navy nurse.
Okay.
Lieutenant Juliana Levopa, Navy nurse.
Okay. True.
Lieutenant Commander John Shea, clinical pharmacist.
Okay.
And not present with us are Lieutenant Beth Carter, Lieutenant Maureen Meehan, both Navy nurses,
Okay.
and Dr. Jesse Schoenau, director of our executive medicine program.
Now you got, out of the 10 people that's here, 3 of them are just for the doctors of the lungs, pulmonary technician or care. So if it wasn't that bad, why you have 3 of those? 1 is enough if it's bad. You have 3 of those guys. Are they on standby? Are they here just in case things get messed up, so you won't have to call them or whatever? What's going on?
As reported yesterday, consultation with this group, I recommended we bring the president up to Walter Reed as a precautionary measure to provide state-of-the-art monitoring and any care that he may need.
Brothers and sisters, do you know that those White House, the White House has doctors that lives there, that the physician that are there, that better than the physician that you have home. So you really don't have to go to the hospital unless it's something very, very, very serious, which it is. Okay, unless if you're very, very, very in a very bad shape, a bad health, which Trump he is. So why would they take him over there to the hospital? Okay, Walter Reed Hospital. Okay, let's see where it is. We know where it is, but we're just trying to. Okay, Walter Reed Hospital is in Washington D.C. Okay, on Washington, and boy, okay. I don't. Here we go. Let's pick up the satellite image instead. Okay, it's approximately 10 miles 10 miles from the White House. Okay, the White House is somewhere around here. Okay, you know what? Let's just I'm trying to prove something here, brothers and sisters, because you have to make the connection. Okay, you have to. Okay, you know what? Let me just go right there. How far is Walter Reed Hospital from the White House?
The drive from the White House to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center is 8.5 miles.
Brothers and sisters, 8.4 miles, 8.5 miles, which is a 33 minutes drive. To drive from, let's see if we can pull that out. This would have, family out there. Brothers and sisters, okay, to take the Washington as a president to reach the hospital and car, it's 8.5 miles, barely 10 miles. Like they said, it would take you 32 minutes to get there. If you're the president have some what they're calling, I'm not quite sure, but they have a specific name for the people that escort you. Presidential is presidential. Motorcades, is that what they call it? I think they have a fancy name for it, like presidential cortege. The motorcades of the president of the United States take comprise of 40 or 50 vehicles. In addition to the president, the motorcade may carry his or her spouse member to press, security, White House officials, and VIP guests. The major member travel in armored vehicle, typically specially configured limousine. So if the president wanted to go, if it wasn't that serious, if he was doing very well, if he had it, and then they say, okay, you know what, let's take some precaution, let's go to the hospital over there down the street, and then just in case if things deteriorated or get worse. So he would have get in the car, they would have get there in like 10 minutes. Okay, with the presidential motorcades, which I thought that was cortege, but I'm pretty sure cortege is French. Yeah, they used to use that, cortege, a solemn procession, especially for a funeral. Whoops! Oh, we don't want to use that. All right. All right, they have that motorcades. Okay, the motorcades, those are the guys that clear the road. They would have make a phone call. Forgive me, people. I have to go to this to show you what I found and what I understand. They would have make a phone call, and then they would have blocked the highway and blocked everything. The president is going to the hospital, quote unquote. He has an emergency. Okay, so they would have put him in the car, and then it would have take like about 10 minutes to get there. However, they didn't. They flew him there. They put him in a helicopter, brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Chosen and grafted, they flew him there, and you can see when the man get out of the hospital. Okay, I think that's it right here. Okay, let me show you. All right, let's open this on another tablet, another tab. All right.
Well, Alex, you can probably see the Trump supporters here behind me. There are cars going by, hooting, and in the last few.
Well,
again, people, listen to what he's saying.
As he battles to stave off COVID-19.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support. I'm going to Walter Reed Hospital. I think I'm doing very well.
No, he's not. What he's doing right now, people, he's just making his mea culpa. We'll define what mea culpa is doing. Okay?
But we're going to make sure that things work out. The First Lady is doing very well. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will never forget it.
People, if you follow Trump, if you follow how Trump is when Trump is talking, when he's lying, you can see his hand move all over. His hand always moving like he's wiping something. That's when he's trying to explain to you something that he is hiding. That's when he's lying. When Trump is lying, he always move his hand around like, oh, we'll get through this. It will go away. It will go away. Look, he's very sincere. His hand doesn't move at all.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support.
Look.
I'm going to Walter Reed Hospital.
Look.
I think I'm doing very well.
Yes.
But we're going to make sure that things work out. The First Lady is doing very well. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will never forget it. Thank you.
People, he's sincere. He's sincere. He didn't move his hand like waving his hand. You see when he's talking, he always waving in his hand. And then you know the man is lying. This is his mea culpa. Okay? All right? Mea culpa definition. Mea culpa, an acknowledgement of one's fault or error. That's what Trump say right now. He know that's set from him. For him, he's like, okay, well, whatever. You know, Trump is a narcissist. You know, they really don't apologize. They just throw something out there. You really have to read the body. All right, let's finish watching this, so I will show you what I was trying to prove in the beginning.
Thank you.
And with that, a masked and fatigued, feverish Donald Trump left the White House.
A mask and fatigue. Fatigue, I don't know why they say he's tired and fatigue, but it's pretty much the same thing. Fatigue. You have to go to those people words and try to define what they are trying to say. Fatigue. Psychology? Huh. Fatigue. Noun. Extreme tiredness resulting from mental or physical exertion or illness. Similar. Tiredness, weariness, exhaustion, drowsiness, weakness in materials, especially metal. No, we don't need that. Verb, cause someone to feel tired or exhausted. Similar. Tired, exhausted, wear out, drain, weary. Okay? So he is fatigued and he's weary. Look at this man walking down. The death angel is carrying him. He has no hope. When Trump is walking, man, when he's going to the chopper, he's waving everybody. Hey, we're gonna make America great again. He always has his hat. You know, he has no hat. He has nothing he can show off. And then when he's talking, he's not waving his hand like he's lying. The man is being sincere. It's true. The man, he know that's set for him, and then he just walk away.
Where his doctors had said just hours earlier he would stay and convalesce during his bout of COVID-19. But instead,
see, he didn't even answer one question.
Out of what was
this man like to brag. The moment somebody said, Trump, the people think like you're not gonna make it. You're not sick. He would have just run to the guy and say, I'm gonna make it. This is just a flu. It's nothing. If this was a stunt, oh, this man would have gone over there, would have babbling and say, well, you know, I'm just going to the hospital just in case or whatever, just to prove this thing is not real. Nah, he's being sincere. He's humble. This is the first time this ever happened to him. He's going, look at the mask, man. He's going straight to the hospital and he know he's not coming back.
Described as an abundance of caution, he boarded Marine One en route to a military.
They caught it. I hate when they do this. When he was getting on the in the chopper, he tapped the rail like, yo, this is it for me, man. The way he tapped that rail.
Hospital in nearby Maryland.
Thank you,
As he
baby.
disembarked 20 minutes later, his chief of staff, who'd travelled with the president in close confines, could be seen looking on and rarely for him, wearing a mask. Not just him, everyone around the president now wearing protective gear. His doctor said Mr. Trump
okay, this is what I was saying. Okay, those are the guys that drove the president around. Those cars are fairly old. Are they? They look like 2012 or 2013. Really? Is that what the president is riding?
Around the president now wearing protective gear.
Okay.
His doctor said Mr. Trump was being transferred here to the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center for monitoring, and that he had begun a course of remdesivir, an antiviral drug that has shown modest benefits for some. This morning,
all right, well, this is the same video. Brothers and sisters, remember a few days ago, I made we'll come back to this. I made a video profiling. Let's see what. Yeah. I say I provided this video and I name it Pray Against the Mohammeds Prayer on March 2020 with Franklin.
I'd like the Vice President
of March 2020.
Mike Pence to say a word to us today, whatever God has put on his heart. Mr. Vice President.
Okay, I profiled this video of Franklin Graham. He went to where? Washington, D.C. He did the march, Washington, D.C. And our people pray against him in the Facebook group, and I pray against him and this thing. Let's listen just a little bit. See, Washington, D.C., that's where they were. Profiling or profiling.
Thank you, Reverend Graham. My fellow Americans, I'm Vice President Mike Pence.
Why would Trump be being there? Why they had Mike's Pence or whatever? This is a big prayer. Trump wasn't there. Was he? I'm not quite sure, but I didn't see him. I didn't watch the whole thing. But anyway.
And it's my great honor and great joy to be here with a military mom committed to the families that serve in the uniform of the United States, who also happens to teach school at a Christian school not far from here. Would you welcome the Second Lady of the United States of America? My wife, Karen Pence, is with us today.
Okay. Whatever. All right, that's me talking. All praise to the Most High.
One day, this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed.
Okay, so I profiled this video. See what they did there? They put old man Martin Luther King, the Hebrew, the prophet himself. They put Martin in the beginning. That means they're not talking to other white people. They are talking to our people. They want you to pray for them. And pray we did. Pray against the Mohammeds Prayer of March 2020 with Franklin Graham. And people, we did pray. We did pray against him, all right? The march happened in Washington, D.C. The moment we're done praying, where is Trump right now? He's in the hospital in Washington, D.C. Right where they had that march praying for him and the country and stuff. That's how powerful Father is, man. That's how powerful our Father is. That's how powerful our prayer is. That's why I urge people to go to my to our it's not in this, to our Facebook group, and then get in there. Pray, brothers and sisters. Pray. Pray. There's no way they can get away with this unless you're not praying. People, when those people tell you everything is doing well, it's not. You can see this dude is lying every time they ask him, is he on oxygen? No, he's not in oxygen now. He's not. All right, let's see.
We're prescribing to make him better.
We are prescribing something to make him better. Why? You said he's doing very well. That means he should have just walked up out of here and give the press. He should have walked up by himself. Okay, he should have walked out there by himself, say, hey, I'm Trump, I'm doing very well. Just using this as a little vacation. You know what I'm gonna do? Right after I get out of here, if I have to come here again, I'm going to have them to put a mini golf course in there so I can play, because this virus is nothing. That was the best treatment I ever had. Tremendous American, great, whatever. Trump would have come out there and said it himself. Yet they sent these dudes go over there and say we give him medicine so he can feel better. But he's doing very well. If I'm doing well, I don't need medicine. Okay?
We have monitored his cardiac function, his kidney function, his liver function. All of those are normal. And the president this morning is not on oxygen, not having difficulty breathing.
My God, yesterday they just say this. They say, and those people are lying out of their asses, man. That's why you have to watch what they are saying, all right? And this video right there, okay?
Because the White House has not allowed the doctors to be to speak and be in point about his medical condition.
Okay, here we go. See what it says right here? Trump having some trouble breathing. very tired and very tired and very fatigued at Walter Reed. So at the hospital, not at the White House, he was at the hospital. Word get out that he has trouble breathing. People, you know this. The moment you have this thing, you have trouble breathing, that's set for you, man. You're not gonna make a quick recovery the next morning or the same morning. Oh, I'm fine now because they give me some experimental drug. I'm doing fine now. Trump having some trouble breathing, very tired and very fatigued, which is the same, but fatigue is a hell of a lot more worse at Walter Reed. That means at the hospital. If he had problem, brothers and sisters, if Donald Trump had any little shape of problem breathing, they would have put him in the oxygen, point blank period. They wouldn't take any chances. That meaning he's on oxygen, people. He is. If you have problem breathing in the hospital, you have COVID-19, the next step is put you on a ventilator. That's the next step. They're not going to say, okay, well, we're going to wait until it get worse. You know what? Take this medicine. We'll wait until it get worse, and then we will put you on oxygen. He is on oxygen.
Walking around the White House medical unit upstairs.
That's not true.
He's in exceptionally good spirits, and in fact, as we were completing our multidisciplinary...
Brothers and sisters, who would be an exceptionally good spirit? You know what that word means? Exceptionally good spirit. I mean, that... You know what? Let's get it. Oh, man. You know, I'm really tired of those guys. Exceptional definition. Okay? Exceptional, adjective, unusual, not typical. Crime, an exceptional callous or cruelty, similar, unusual, uncommon, abnormal, atypical, extraordinary. Well, we'll pick that. Extraordinary, very unusual or remarkable, usually unusually great, worthy of attention, striking. This dude said, this man, he's striking. He's doing very, very good. That means he's happy. People, what this guy just told you there, he just told you that Trump is so happy he got the COVID-19. He has an exceptionally good spirit. People, if any of you listen, you had that disease, your last thought right now is being a good spirit, man. You would have asked yourself, God, are you going to take me? Am I going to survive? You would have panicked, which is exactly what he's doing right now. He's panicking, okay?
Normal. And the president this morning is not on oxygen, not having difficulty breathing or walking around.
They just say that this morning around 2 a.m. Why are you saying he's not? Did he make a quick recovery in a few hours?
The White House medical unit upstairs. He's in exceptionally good spirits. And in fact, as we were completing our multidisciplinary rounds this morning, the quote he left us with was, I feel like I could walk out of here today. And that was a very encouraging comment.
He should have come right there and then say that.
Comment from the president. Moving forward, I'll go ahead and introduce Dr. Garibaldi, who will talk about some of our therapeutics and the plan of care for today.
Whatever, but nonetheless, I was just studying this. I'll let you guys watch the rest, but here's another nuggets. All right, this guy was hanging out with Trump.
Mark Meredith joins us live now. Look at how the staffers are dealing with the news of the outbreak. And what are you hearing from there today, Mark?
Bill, good afternoon. As you can imagine, the White House has really tried to adapt to what's been going on here in the last 48 hours or so. What we have learned is that the Vice President and Mrs. Pence, they both tested negative for coronavirus. They get tested daily, and there's been a lot of talk about who the Vice President would or would not have come into contact with. Of course, the Vice President, very busy himself. He is scheduled to hold a conference call with the Coronavirus Task Force later this afternoon. That's going to be happening at the Naval Observatory. That's the Vice President's residence just a few miles up the road. Next week, the Vice President is still scheduled to go to Salt Lake City for his debate one-on-one with California Senator Kamala Harris. We also have learned that the Vice President's going to be stepping up on the campaign trail. He's going to be holding an event in Arizona on Thursday. As you know, President Trump has postponed his in-person campaign events for the earlier today. They say, quote, Mrs. Trump is doing well. Her symptoms have not worsened, and she continues to rest. She remains in touch with her husband. She is figuring out exactly who has tested positive, who hasn't. We also, in addition to the and Conway, she's the one that was seen. My symptoms, again, is no longer a White House staffer, but she was spotted here just a week ago. We also have learned that former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has tested positive. He was here at the White House last week when the president held a news conference on Sunday night. That was as they were getting ready for the debate, that first debate with Joe Biden. Chris Christie was in the briefing room, seated right next to Rudy.
You get the picture. Chris Christie has it now, okay? Chris Christie has the virus now, okay? He's been testing positive. All right? Anyway, brothers and sisters, honor and respect to the chosen and the Gentile. Do your research. I'll come back with another video. Something just come up. I have to leave. I'll come back and do much more research and then see what things going on. He's not doing well at all. All right? All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, in the name of the Holy Spirit, the earthly mother, sanctifying Yahweh Shai, the Holy Son. Shalom.